Okay, that brings us to agenda item 7I, notice of selection of the 2014-2016 Educator Excellence Innovative Program. Dr. Rios is presenting this one.
A lot of the issues that the board has asked us to work on, we were able to address through this grant. And I'm going to be brief and present each one. But the purpose was to consider the improved and innovative school district level recruitment, the preparation, hiring, induction, evaluation, professional development, strategic compensation, and career pathways. As I look back at when y'all hired me over a year ago, I remember that you talked to me, how do we prepare our principals? This is a great way. How do we recruit teachers? How do we make sure that we have enough certifications in all the areas? And this was we were able to address all of these issues through this grant. Here's specifically what we're going to address. The recruitment plan, we're going to provide a $3,000 maximum 20 signing bonuses for critical shortage areas, math, secondary science, special ed, bilingual, ESL. We're going to be able to provide a $2,000 signing bonus for hard to staff campuses. So if you combine the $3,000 and the $2,000, somebody may walk away with $5,000 for signing. Obviously, there'll be a commitment for certain years. Increased participation in job fairs. We were asked to the grant to couple grant efforts with local efforts and website job postings. So those last two bullets are sort of our in-kind contributions to the grant. Teacher certification, establish cohort groups, and provide reimbursement for coursework towards certifications in critical areas like math and science, special ed. The exciting part about that is as we look to apply for our early college designation, we can start now building our group of teachers that are certified to teach at the junior college. And obviously pay for the State Board of Education certificate fees. Develop teachers' capacity, provide district instructional coaching and mentoring for our planning protocol, and offer targeted professional development, classroom management, deliver instruction, content knowledge, data desegregation. Career pathways. What we shared with through the grant was that we want to take a goal of having instructional leaders. Every day as we look at our principals, we just see how much different the requirement is than years ago when traditionally the principals took care of the books, discipline, and the buses. These days, the instructional leadership is entirely different. Yet our preparation for the principals, dare I say, hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at the institutions of higher learning, and it hasn't changed in how we mentor our principals. So as we hire instructional coaches, and they become experts at the instruction through the training we give them, if a handful of them could rise to the level of assistant principals, and they already have that instructional leadership component behind them, take the assistant principals through an academy, make them successful assistant principals, and then promote them to principals. It's a long-range plan on how we train our administrators. It's a lofty goal, but it's one that we must undertake. And then, of course, early literacy. I shared with each one of y'all the struggles that we've had in the last few years with literacy, and our reading scores over the last years reflect that. We're going to be able to add approximately $300,000 to our literacy initiative. We began by establishing a committee to develop a program, early literacy program. We're going to select advocates at the campuses. At this point, we're excited because we think that we're going to take our cluster leaders for K1 and 2 at each campus and make them the literacy advocates so that we don't have two ends working against each other, rather than one getting the training and leading it. And then we'll take our cluster leaders at third, fourth, and fifth grade at the elementary level and also empower them to lead the planning protocol, thus leaving the coaches to, one, develop more of the electronic resources that Dr. Garza alluded to in his presentation. C-Scope went away, and along with C-Scope going away, so did a lot of those resources. Well, now's the time to develop them electronically and house them for ourselves. So we want the coaches to do a lot of that work, working with Ms. Pond in the technology department. So in come the literacy advocates. And here's the budget. Beginning, we should get the NOGA here in a week or two. we've already gone through the negotiations. They told us we got it. We went through the negotiations. We shifted some money around to make sure everything was good. We get 1 million this year, 1 million in past years. And I'll share with the board that because it was a grant that was locally developed, that was our effort, I guarantee you that every penny that was awarded will be used. And none of the money will be sent back to the state. And every penny of it will go to improving the instruction of our students and the quality of teaching. So we're excited, and I just wanted to have a chance to share with y'all. And if you have any questions, I want to thank Mr. Vicuña for an article that was in the newspaper celebrating the grant. Thank you, sir. That's all we have.
Congratulations.
Mr. Mesa?
Great job.
I do want to say, on that Lone Star article that appeared that Mr. Garabedian called attention to, one of the ways to address a teacher shortage was signing bonuses, and I was reading that, and especially in the area of math, and it was kind of surprising to find out that most districts, the biggest signing bonus that they had was like for bilingual education, and yet math and science are the areas that, I mean, there is a shortage everywhere, and I'm especially concerned because I know that math, especially in our secondary schools, was an area that was low. So I'm glad to see the word signing bonus instead of stipend, because stipend comes and goes. One year we have it, next year we don't. But signing bonuses is an area to address that critical shortage area, and then in the critical areas that we have difficulty finding teachers, I think it's just goes hand in hand. So it's a wonderful thing. I'm so glad that you're putting this in place, and everything that I see looks great because of, again, building our leadership. And, you know, we're concerned as a board, I'm concerned with vacancies that we have sometimes during the year where an administrator either leaves or moves on to another position, and we're left with those campus positions that are vacant. And this is a wonderful way of building a pool to draw those candidates from. Thank you.
Other questions? Mr. Chavita?
Well, I just want to congratulate all you people that had something to do with this. You know, it was mentioned about our students, you know, being very competitive. Well, we are competitive at the high post too, and we thank you.
Thanks, sir. Other comments? Yeah, the signing bonus is certainly, I mean, we know in terms of recruiting, retaining people, that money is a factor. It's also noteworthy that on your slides, it talks about, you know, coaching and mentoring, because in that same article, like Mr. Mesa had mentioned, it also talks about that, you know, money's not always the answer. I certainly am advocating for, you know, whatever we can do pay-wise, but also, as it points out in that article, things like robust mentorship programs, timely and informative supportive evaluation feedback, all of the things that provide instructional support to teachers, right, that to create that type of environment of collaboration and continuous improvement. So hopefully, from what I see here, that's a strong part of the grant. Other comments? Thank you.